friends and welcome to Pendulum Video, and today we'll be discussing daily current affairs of 31st May 2020. So let's start the session. First, Ministry of Labour and Employment started free online career skill training for registered job seekers. So under the National Career Services Project, Labour Ministry has initiated free online career skills training in partnership with TCS ION for the registered job seekers. And this course aims to develop the necessary soft skills which are required, which are demanded by the industry in the present context. And in this course, the training modules will include the corporate etiquettes, improving interpersonal skills, making an impactful and impressive presentation, etc. The important thing is that this module is available in both Hindi and English language on NCS portal, that is National Career Service portal. And NCS has also organized around 76 online job fairs to bridge the gap between job seekers and job employers. And work from home and online trainings can be accessed directly from the NCS portal, and there is a special link which is created on the homepage of that portal, and the job aspirants can directly access for these work from home jobs and online trainings. Also, NCS has partnered with HireMe to offer creation of video profiles for job seekers for free of cost. What is HireMe? HireMe is a platform that provides online assessment and hiring services. So here we have studied about the news. Now let's know something about what is this National Career Services project. So National Career Services, it is a mission mode project of Government of India, and it was launched on 20 July 2015. And Ministry of Labour and Employment is the implementing agency of this project. What is the aim of this project? Its aim is to transform the national employment services by bringing together all the stakeholders like employers, counselors, trainers, job seekers, etc. on a single platform. Now let's see the question related to the news. First is, under which of the following projects the Ministry of Labour and Employment has started online career skills training in partnership with TCS ION for registered job seekers? And the options are Rashtriya Rozgar Mission, National Career Service, Sabko Mile Rozgar Mission, and National Rural Employment Mission. So correct answer is option B. As you all know, it is National Career Service Project. Next question, National Career Service has partnered with which platform to provide the functionality of online creation of a video profiles for job seekers? And the options are HireMe, HireXtra, Smart Recruiters, and Merit Track. So the correct answer for this is option A, that is HireMe. Next question, which of the following ministries is the implementing agency of the National Career Services project? Ministry of Human Resource and Development, Ministry of Labour and Employment, Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, and Ministry of Electronics and IT. So the correct answer is option B, that is Ministry of Labour and Employment is the implementing agency of NCS project. Moving to the next news. Foundation stone for Missile Park Agniprasth laid at INS Kalinga. So Comrade Rajesh Devnath, who is the commanding officer, he has laid the foundation stone for a missile park named Agniprasth at INS Kalinga. You can see over here in the picture the inauguration, the laying down of foundation stone of this Agniprasth. The ceremony was held in the presence of Vice Admiral Atul Kumar Jain, Flag Officer Commanding in Chief, Eastern Naval Command. The park is dedicated to all officers, sailors and support staff of INS Kalinga, and also commemorates the award of the prestigious unit citation to INS Kalinga for the year 2018 and 19. This missile park will showcase the missile history of INS Kalinga from the 1981 till date. The replica of missiles and ground support equipment handled by the unit will also be part of this park. P-70 Amethyst, an underwater launched anti-ship missile from the arsenal of the old Chakra or Charlie 1 submarine, which was in service with the Indian Navy during 1988-1991, is the main attraction of this park. Agniprasth will provide motivation to everyone, including school children, Navy personnel and their families. Talking about INS Kalinga, it is an Indian Navy establishment reporting to Eastern Naval Command, and it was commissioned in 1985. Now the question, the foundation stone for which missile park has been laid at INS Kalinga? And the options are Agniprasth, Indraprasth, Jalprasth and Vayuprasth. So the correct answer for this is option A, that is Agniprasth. Moving to the next question, when did INS Kalinga commission into the Indian Navy? And the options are 1970, 1977, 1985 and 1990. So the correct answer is option C, that is 1985. Moving to the next news, 56 CNG stations spread over 11 states or union territories dedicated to the nation. So recently, our Minister of Petroleum and Natural Gas and Steel, Dharmendra Pradhan, he has dedicated 56 CNG stations to the country. These stations belong to public as well as private entities and they are spread over 11 states and union territories including Gujarat, Haryana, Jharkhand, Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, New Delhi, Punjab, Rajasthan, Telangana and Uttar Pradesh. The minister said that soon 72% of the country's population would be covered through the city gas distribution network. And the government is also working on energy efficiency, security, affordability and accessibility for everyone. Soon customers will have to go to a single place where they can buy all the fuels like let it be petrol, diesel, LNG, PNG or CNG. And India is the third largest energy consumer in the world after China and USA. Now the question, India is the dash largest energy consumer in the world, first, second, third and fourth. So the correct answer is option C, that is India is the third largest energy consumer in the world. Moving to the next news, 23 more minor forest produce items included in MSP list. So recently Ministry of Tribal Affairs has announced that 23 additional minor forest produce items have been included under the Mechanism for Marketing of Minor Forest Produce through Minimum Support Price and Development of Value Chain of MFP scheme. So there is a scheme that is basically for the forest dwellers. So as to provide them a social safety net and also to empower them. This scheme was launched in 2011 and it is a centrally sponsored scheme under the Ministry of Tribal Affairs. And what is this minimum support price? The minimum support price is a price which is set by government. If the market price falls below minimum support price, then government procures at this price. So this is called minimum support price. And talking about minor forest produce items, so these are non-timber produce items which are found in forest, grown in forest regions, and they are like honey, wax, lac. So these are some of the minor forest produce items, and there is a MSP list in which already 50 items were included and now 23 are added to it. So now a total of 73 items have been covered under this scheme. The inclusion of these items mainly is done to protect the forest dwellers from exploitation by local traders and ensuring them fair returns on their products. And some of these 23 newly added items are 1 tulsi seeds, 1 jeera, mushroom dry, black rice, johar rice, mustard, cashew nut, tamarind seed, bamboo brooms, seed lac, etc. And states have been given the autonomy that they can fix the minimum support price up to 10% above or below MSP, which is declared by the central government. Now let's see the question related to it. Recently, how many minor forest produce items have been added to the minimum support price scheme of Ministry of Tribal Affairs? And the options are 18, 23, 20 and 25. So the correct answer is option B, that is 23 more items have been added to the list. Next is, which of the following minor forest produce items has been included in the minimum support price list? So 1 tulsi seeds, 1 jeera, bamboo brooms, all of the above. So answer is option D, that is all of the above. 1 tulsi seeds, 1 jeera and bamboo brooms are some of the items which have been recently added to the minimum support price list. Let's move to the next news. INS Kesari enters Port Antisrana, Madagascar under Mission Sagar. So Indian naval ship INS Kesari has entered Port Antisrana, which is in Madagascar, as a part of Mission Sagar. This ship carried a consignment of COVID-19 related essential medicines for the people of Madagascar, and And Indian ambassador to Madagascar, Mr. Abhay Kumar, handed over the medicines to the government of Madagascar in an official ceremony. So what is this Mission Sagar? So it is an initiative of Government of India which aims to provide assistance to the countries located in the Indian Ocean region during this COVID-19 pandemic. And this Mission Sagar, it is inspired by the PM's vision of security and growth for all in the region, that is Sagar. So now let's see the Indian Ocean region. So this is Indian Ocean region, and the countries here are the small islands: Maldives, over here Seychelles Island, Mauritius, Madagascar, Comoros. So these are some of the island countries, island nations in Indian Ocean region. Moving to the question, which Indian Navy ship has entered the port of Madagascar to provide COVID related essential medicines as a part of Mission Sagar? INS Kesari, INS Jalashva, INS Magar, INS Sharda. So the correct answer is option A, that is INS Kesari. INS Jalashva and INS Magar are part of Operation Samudra Setu, which aims to bring back all the Indians which are stranded abroad, and it is the operation of Indian Navy. Moving to the next news, US announces termination of its relationship with WHO. So US President Donald Trump has recently announced that US will be terminating its relationship with World Health Organization. This decision has been taken due to the response of World Health Organization to COVID-19 pandemic. And Mr. Trump has blamed WHO and China for the destruction caused by COVID-19. He also announced that US will end special treatment of Hong Kong in response to Chinese imposition of new controls. And why he announced so? Because recently China's parliament has passed a new law for Hong Kong that will empower China to draft national security laws for this special administrative region. So China will be able to draft the national security law for the special administrative region. So there were many protests in Hong Kong, but still the China's parliament passed this new law. Talking about World Health Organization, it is a specialized agency of the United Nations that directs and coordinates international health. It was formed in 1948. Its headquarters are located in Geneva, Switzerland. Currently 194 countries are its member, and its current president is Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus. Now let's see the question related to it. US President has recently announced to terminate the relationship between the US and which organization over its response to COVID-19 pandemic? UNESCO, WHO, UNICEF and FAO. So the correct answer is option B, that is WHO. And US has last year already withdrawn from UNESCO. Now the next news, 25th webinar organized by Tourism Ministry under Dekho Apna Desh series. So under Dekho Apna Desh series, many webinar series have been organized by the Ministry of Tourism, and this 25th webinar series is titled Northeast India for the Immersive Traveler, and it provides an attractive virtual tour of 4 northeastern states, which are Nagaland, Arunachal Pradesh, Assam and Sikkim. The Joku Valley, a crater base of an extinct volcano located between Manipur and Nagaland, it was also shown. Dekho Apna Desh promotes the spirit of Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat. So what is this Dekho Apna Desh? So Dekho Apna Desh is an initiative of Ministry of Tourism that aims to encourage Indian citizens to travel across the country and explore the wonders of India. And as you can see, the name is Dekho Apna Desh. That means it is appealing to Indian citizens that go and see your country, what wonders are present in India. Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat was launched on 31st October 2015 by Prime Minister Narendra Modi on the 140th birth anniversary of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. And this initiative aims to celebrate India's unity in diversity and also to showcase the rich cultural heritage, traditions and customs of either state so that people can understand each other customs, traditions and can have a respect for that, and that will boost the unity among the people. So let's see the question related to it. Dekho Apna Desh is an initiative of which ministry? So Ministry of Culture, Ministry of Human Resources and Development, Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment and Ministry of Tourism. So the correct answer is option D, that is Ministry of Tourism. Next is the Joko Valley is the crater base of an extinct volcano located between which 2 northeastern states? Manipur and Tripura, Mizoram and Tripura, Manipur and Nagaland, Nagaland and Arunachal Pradesh. So the correct answer is option C, that is Manipur and Nagaland. Moving to the next news. BRICS Head of Tax Authorities meeting held through video conferencing. So a meeting of the BRICS Heads of Tax Authorities that was scheduled to be held in Moscow was held on 29 May through video conferencing due to coronavirus pandemic. And Finance Secretary of India Ajay Bhushan Pandey attended the meeting on behalf of India, and he asked other countries to share COVID-19 related tax measures taken by them to increase their understanding of fiscal and economic impact of the pandemic. The Federal Tax Service of Russia hosted the meeting as Russia currently holds the presidency of BRICS. Now let us know something about BRICS. BRICS is a group of 5 nations: Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa. It was founded in 2006 and its first summit was held in 2009. Its headquarters are located in Shanghai, China. Now let's see the question. Which country represents S in BRICS group? Switzerland, South Africa, Sri Lanka and Sudan. So the correct answer is option B, that is South Africa. BRICS is an acronym for Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa. Moving to the next news. Finance Minister launches facility for instant allotment of e-PAN. So Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has formally or officially launched the facility for instant allotment of PAN card, and the applications having valid Aadhaar number and mobile number registered with Aadhaar can access this facility, as an OTP will be required for that for generation of e-PAN. Therefore, mobile number should be registered with Aadhaar. So the process is totally paperless and an e-PAN will be issued free of cost to the applicant. The beta version of this facility was started on 12 February 2020 on a trial basis, and it became successful, and therefore now this facility has been launched formally. The facility can be accessed on the e-filing website of IT department, where the applicant has to mention its Aadhaar number and then the mobile number, then OTP will be received, then you have to enter the OTP and then PAN will be allotted after verification. What is PAN number? Permanent account number. It is a 10-digit alphanumeric number, means there is a combination of numbers and alphabets, and it is a 10-digit number and it is issued by Income Tax Department. As per the provisions of section 272B of the Income Tax Act 1961, a penalty of rupees 10,000 can be levied on possession of more than one PAN. That means a person can have only one PAN card, and if he possesses more than one PAN card, then a penalty of rupees 10,000 can be imposed on that person. PAN was introduced to link various documents like payment of taxes, tax demand, tax assessment, etc. And now, as per section 139 AA of Income Tax Act 1961, it is mandatory for every person to link his Aadhaar number while applying for PAN or furnishing return of income with effect from July 1, 2017. Over here you can see a sample of a PAN card which is issued by Income Tax Department. So here this is the PAN number, which is a 10-digit alphanumeric number. Here is the photo, then name appears over here, then father's name, date of birth, and over here the signature of the applicant. Now let's see the question related to it. Which of the following statements is incorrect about PAN? So it is a 10-digit alphanumeric number. This statement is correct. It is issued by the Income Tax Department. This is also correct. A person can possess more than one PAN. This is wrong, because a person can possess only one PAN card, and if he possesses more than one PAN card, then he is liable to rupees 10,000 penalty. It is mandatory to link the Aadhaar number with PAN. So with the new guidelines, so it is mandatory to link Aadhaar number with the PAN. So let's move to the next news. First CM of Chhattisgarh, Ajit Jogi, passed away. Ajit Jogi, first Chief Minister of Chhattisgarh, passed away at the age of 74. And talking about Chhattisgarh, it is a state which was formed on 1st November 2000 after being separated from Madhya Pradesh. Its capital is Raipur. Current governor is Anusuya Uike and current Chief Minister is Bhupesh Baghel. Now let's see the question. Who was the first Chief Minister of Chhattisgarh who passed away recently? Arun Jaitley, Anant Kumar, Ajit Jogi and Chandan Sen Rathod. So the correct answer is option C, that is Ajit Jogi. And other three personalities have also passed away, in some in 2019 and some in 2020. So these were also in news, so you should know about them also, because a question can also be asked. So friends, here we have comprehensively covered daily current affairs of 31st May 2020. I hope you like this session. So please like it, share it as much as you can, and if you want something to be added, or if there are any suggestions, mention that in comment box. And subscribe to our channel Pendulum Edu, and do not forget to press the bell icon to receive notifications. Keep preparing with us. All the best.